Hello! I can just imagine some village crazy Greek trying to make ends meet by cooking these little shoes and calling them cooked little shoes. What do you think? If you can make these little shoes, you do not wear them, you eat them. In fact, your family and your friends will as well. Welcome to Easy Delicious Cooking. My name is Alex and I love to cook for my family and friends. This is easy to make, and by the end of this video you'll be saying to yourself, I can cook this.
Easy delicious cooking for my family,
So let's start. 3 beautiful eggplant. I'm gonna cut them in half and I'll make 6 servings out of it. But before I do that, the skin is quite tough. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna peel part of that skin off. Not all of it. So I'll do a little bit here. You need these to keep the eggplant together. And there's the finished eggplant. So what I'll do now is I'll just slice it straight down the center, lengthwise. There's my 2 beautiful eggplant. The next thing I will do is I will score them diagonally. So I don't want to go through to the end, so I'm going to go as deep as I can without going through. Can you see what I'm doing? I've done it at this angle, now I'm going to do it at this angle. So there we go. So it's now scored on diagonal levels. And what I'll do with eggplant is I'm going to salt it. Salt and eggplant go well. Don't be shy. And a little bit of olive oil. Rub it in. Let it sit there for a few minutes. And there you go. That'll go in the oven at 180 degrees for about 40 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, depending on how long it takes for that to break down. Okay, there we have it. 3 eggplant, 6 pieces. The oven's on, it's come to temperature at 180 degrees. So now they will go in there and I will forget about them for at least 40 minutes. Depending on the oven, of course, it might take longer. So the garlic, once the eggplants are in the oven, I'll just prepare these. So I've already done 1 clove. This is the 2nd clove, obviously. The next thing I'll do is the onion. I'm going to finely chop that up. And get the big knife out. So it's supposed to have fingers like that on there, and guide the knife. I've been watching some YouTube videos on how to cut this. Who knows? In the next 10 years I'll get it right. Don't want to cut yourself with this knife. It is very sharp. Oops. Onions everywhere. Okay. So the onions are done. The garlic's done. So we'll go to the next step. What I'll do now is I'll finally chop up the celery. Now, celery leaves pack a lot more flavour, so I'm going to use a few leaves as well. Again, we'll chop up some of the leaves as well. And there we are. So, celery done, onions done, garlic done. What's next, pray tell? I think the cooking is going to be next. The eggplant's in the oven. What I'll do now is I'll start the sauce, and over a low heat I'm going to start sauteing the onions. There we are, that's one. Mix them out to increase the surface area that you're cooking it in. And it's low heat. We do not want to rush this at all, because what I'm trying to do is, again, like I've said many times before, extract all the water out of it, and then once that happens and it starts to brown, that's where the flavour is developing. So mix it in. I don't want a lot of browning, just the start is ample. Get those sugars out from the onion, which is all that flavour, and get that away from the edges, because if you want your food to burn, it will burn first and foremost on the edges. That after. Okay, so let that continue cooking for a few minutes, and we'll add the garlic next, but we'll get back to it. Now I'm going to add the garlic. Of course, the garlic doesn't go in at the start because it will burn, and once garlic burns, it can become quite bitter. Let's break this meat up. And this is heart smart ground beef, or heart smart meat, which means that it's only got a lot of fat in it. Give it time to release all that water. Give it time to start to caramelize, because that's where the flavors are. Can you see? This mince doesn't have a lot of water liquid, but consider the water evaporating, and the mince now, got to keep mixing it now, even though it's low heat. I don't want to create any hot spots where you might get some burning. I want this to caramelize, same color, or as close to the same color as I can. Okay, I'm back. I'm sure you could see that water, how it's bubbling away. So it's almost all of it's gone. And that's another reason you use a wide pan, to increase the surface area of the cooking process, so help that liquid evaporate quicker. Just about gone. There's not a lot left. There's still a little bit there. So once that happens, we'll add the paprika and the tomato paste, because I want them to cook as well. So the next thing I will do is make that well in the middle, add my paprika and the tomato paste. 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, cook that in. Get some heat into it. The next thing I will do is add the tomatoes. Ta-da! And cook them in. So cook that for a few minutes. Okay, now we have to add the stock. Put a lid on it, the herbs. Put a lid on it and let it cook slowly for quite a while. I'm going to put the ground cloves, the cinnamon's gone in, a little bit of cinnamon, some oregano. Oh wow, doesn't take long. Okay, the next thing I will do is the celery. I could have gone in with the onions, but I want the flavour of the celery a little bit. Sometimes I put it in at the start, sometimes like now I'm going to put it at the end, later, not the end, because I want that flavour of the celery to be even more pronounced. The stock will go in next. There's 3 cups of stock here. And as you can see, it's quite a lot of liquid there now. So that will just continue to cook until our liquid evaporates pretty much. So we'll get back to it when that's done. There we are. The eggplant is cooked. So the back of the knife, we'll just press them down and that's it. That's what I'm talking about. Here's the sauce. And can you see how thick it is? It's just about there, but I'm going to cook it even more because even though the flavour is so intense in there now, there's still a little bit too much liquid in there. So I'll cook this for a little bit longer. And here's the sauce. Has reduced quite a lot, and as you can see, you can't see, can you? Here's the sauce, and as you can see, it's still a little damp, but it's not runny. So the flavour is intense, and we'll get the eggplant and we'll put the sauce in there. Okay, sauce, eggplant meat sauce. So we'll cover the surface of the eggplant with the sauce, and then we'll just get cheese. Any cheese will do. Your favourite cheese is the best. I've just started the oven. Can you see how that cheese is nice and golden and so inviting? The juice from the eggplant and some of the sauces come through. What I will do now is I will let that sit for 10 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, until all that juice gets absorbed into the eggplant. And can't wait. That will be delicious.